quick garden update what's growing in end or last week of June. So you'll see this is a small project we did when we had a small section for gardening. So here we've got marigolds, we've got dill that's growing, some onions here that are coming up, we've got home saved chard. I've had a few cuttings from that, we've cleared it up, and now we've put dill in and marigolds. There's a bit of coriander growing down here. Then we've got lettuce, we've been cutting loads from that, dill again, and 2 sage plants from seed. And coming to the next part, we've got some more onions, spring onions, marigolds, wallflower, dill, and spring onions again, just dotted about in the little pots. And that's wallflower, heuchera, dill, lavender. We basically put in a few branches from our big plant, and that's the long wall here. So if you're thinking about a small garden and you've got a small space on a wall, you can do that here. So if you had a single wall, you could put a little plank of wood and have a few pots just for your herbs. Be perfect. And you'll see along as we carry on, got another pot here with spring onions, marigold, wallflower, and over here we've got wallflower, spring onions, sweet peas, which are slowly climbing up here, and again over there marigold and some extra. You'll see here, this is coriander from seed. So right here we are just into the main garden, but I'll come back down and show you inside the greenhouse. So inside the greenhouse you'll see that's a orange plant, and we've got strawberries in that potato stack type pots. I've got a little pot here with all the succulents, and then behind here there's some pots. If I go through it one by one, over here we've got some marigolds to encourage the bees to come in here. We've got here cucumber plant. We've got tomatoes because I had extra tomatoes which I've just put into this pot. And moving along, some extra tomatoes here which I haven't planted yet. Look how small. Look at that. But yes, extras. We've got some sage here, we've got some dill, that's a cucumber, we've got some corn, and strawberries back here. We've had a few pickings from these, you may have seen. There's some more coming. And then down here we've got cucumber in that pot. We've got tomatoes, cucumber over there. We've got 2 sunflowers back there. And that's, we've had a few cuttings from that as well. That's salad. We've got 2 marigolds, some more marigolds, all from last year's seeds. We've got a couple of roses up here, which we've taken cuttings off our main plants and they're basically growing. Some more succulents there, aloe vera. And normally when the seeds are coming on, this is where we keep all the seeds. So you'll see here some more basil, I think that one is, and then oregano over there. And then I'll show you behind me. So behind me we have some more succulents. You can see they kind of do their own thing. As they drop, you can actually get full plants. I'll show you an example behind me. So you'll see down here, I normally leave the fallen leaves, and you'll see just like that, it's actually growing roots and a new plant from that leaf. So that allows us to have some more plants. So that's inside. Going back out, this will be like a proper update just to give you an idea of how it's going along. So we've got early potatoes in pots, we've got zucchini, and we've got lettuce here. You can see in every space we're kind of using. The lettuce looks quite nice. And then we've got a different style of lettuce over here. And again, we're using the camellia pot. We've got potatoes there again. You'll see it down here, some more lettuce dotted around the zucchinis, some corn in the back there. This year we've taken some slabs out of the ground here which actually gives us a lot more space. We've got some beans coming along here, you'll see. So we're kind of going for that Three Sisters kind of rule: zucchinis, corn and climbing beans. But I've also got pumpkin here, which you can see behind. And the idea is to make it grow up here and maybe back down that one. There's a couple of extra plants down there. Our lavender's doing well. And then we've got some peas behind the lavender. And remember the upcycled fridge down here. We've got nasturtium plant and a zucchini plant, which is coming along. But what's going on there? It's kind of eating up the leaf of a nasturtium there. Like that. There we go. And then behind we've got peas. We've got another nasturtium plant over here. And some lettuce, kale, peas growing up here. And then azalea, sunflower, peas behind there. Some poppy and wallflower inside this well. And moving over here, we've got some zucchini. We've got a cabbage plant to encourage some flower bees. We've got marigold, which will flower soon. And I can see some hidden lettuce here as well, which is doing okay. Some more lettuce that might be going to seed, I think, but I'll cut that up. And here we've got some parsnips. The roses, poppy, and then behind this seat here we've got nasturtium, apple tree, nasturtium in the pot, and kale, which then brings us around here. And we've got some hydrangea, heuchera. This always has heuchera in this pot. And this year we've decided to put some money plants in the baskets because they dry out really quickly, so these plants do better. And coming back into the peace kind of location, peace garden, we've got foxgloves. Obviously we've got the plum tree, which we've not looked at. So let me... There's a plum tree. And then here we've got some potatoes in pots. We've got beetroots, we've got leeks, we've got chard, we've got some extra parsnips, I think. Yep, parsnips here. That's a pumpkin, small one, cabbage. Got some climbing beans, which should go straight up there. In the back, that was a chard. We had loads of cuttings from the chard. And then behind those is broad beans in the back, which takes us nicely over to here, hydrangea. That's all the hydrangea. So that's the left hand side. Over here we've got the hammock, and down here we've got the hebe, rosebush and leeks, poppies. You can see the bottle brush this year has opened up nicely with nice red flowers. We've got some corn down here, which looks like it's bending towards the light. And then the kale, cabbage, and some more kale, broad beans in the back. That's the big kale. Broad beans, broad beans, broad beans in the back there, and then the potatoes here. So that's a quick little overview of how the garden's looking from the kind of rear of the garden. So you can see that normally the hammock area here. So give you the obligatory view. So that's how it's looking right now. It's not the biggest garden. Come on. Okay, sit. So there you go. Quick update of how Max is getting on as well. So he's doing quite well. Last week of June. I'll see you on the next update about a couple of weeks time.